You should read your Bible, sirs. You'll find all types of weird shit in there.
Hey, want to have a rousing discussion about truth, honor, patriotism?
No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. Quiet. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
You ever been mindfucked before?
You are fake news.
The media said what?
Let's see what these deep state characters are up to.
Now you see that evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
Hey, were you ready?
I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. I promise.
Dutch, are you ready? Are you ready?
I wasn't doing anything. Why do you keep accusing me?
I don't know, Dutch. That looked pretty sus. Are you ready now, though?
The ads are playing. Yes, the ad, I don't. Oh, okay, I did it. It was me.
Now that we got that over with, now we can talk about the important things.
It was me. Yes, today's show brought to you by Dr. Pepper's or A&W Zero, I should say.
Zero sugar.
Zero sugar A&W, and probably by George Soros.
Yeah.
We are. Let me tell you something. Me and Lindsay don't agree on much, but we do agree the check from George definitely on the way. Like we know it's coming.
They keep saying they already mailed it.
Yeah, he keeps saying that it's in the mail, but the mail's slow.
Yeah.
It's Trump's fault. We'll blame Trump.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. He probably took all the checks, all those Soros checks we were supposed to get.
He did.
The box lunches. I don't know. We're not getting any of it. How was your Friday?
Absolutely not. My Friday was a Friday. We're moving out, so it's getting a little bit hectic around here, and it's going to get more hectic as the days go by.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be a future Texan, and I'm so excited.
Are you ready to be cold?
I'm so excited. Hey, what's up, Dino? What's happening?
Hey.
And Echoplex Media. Oh, hello, Dave. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in here in a while. Good to see you in the chat, sir.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah, we'll give them a shout out here. Oop, I got to put that in small. You guys all go check out Echoplex Media. They are good lefties.
Giving them a shout out.
And Dave hasn't been on the show since we turned into Voice Digging America, but he was on Voice from the Underground, I think twice. If I recall. So an error occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. Dave, I'll give you a shout in a second. The stupid computer won't let me. But thanks for joining the chat. Hey, Rev, what's up? How you doing, Rev? So I think I may have poorly explained QAnon on your show. Dave, well, we'll revert. We'll pass this one over to Lindsay. Lindsay, has anyone ever explained QAnon properly?
I think it's so convoluted it can't be. And now they're like gaslighting and saying it doesn't exist, that it's QAnon is a made up term and it was never real. So I had somebody say that on Twitter to me just the other day. They were like, you guys say that, but that was never a thing. So don't worry. You didn't, you explained a non-thing. So you probably did great.
See,
hey, Killmonger.
When in doubt, it's the left's fault. And, you know,
Yeah.
that's usually the case.
Yeah.
That's usually for the case. Maze Kid, hi.
Hey.
Just blame it on the left because, you know, we are just delusional. It's, look, I don't like talking about this shit anymore, but I'm going to pull up something I don't like talking about real quick, and then I'm going to pass the mic.
Yeah, exactly.
so
Echo. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to pull up his quote.
No.
Yeah, where they're saying it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. They're saying it's Q and there's a nons. Yeah. Whatever they want to say to maintain their world.
I get it. So Q was one thing and Anon was another, and it's not it's not their fault that we put Q and Anon together.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So I take it all back.
It's to maintain the purity of Q. Like, just because some of the QAnon followers are like psychos isn't Q's fault. Q is blameless in all of this. They're just trying to save the country.
Right. They're just good God-fearing patriots.
Yeah. Just because some people went on an unguided tour of the Capitol, it's not Q's fault.
No, well, you know, they were guided. You saw the cops. They were like, come in, please. Why? They were waving them through like a bunch of third basemen on the Cubs. Go, go, go! But then they all got thrown out at home, of course.
Exactly. It was very. You know, it was hard to tell what you saw.
Blame the third base coach. He shouldn't have waved him in. Real quick. Amy Taylor, who's a nobody, but I just saw this tweet today. She was like, she posted this, and for some godforsaken reason, it showed up on my stream. So it says, when people do their own research before purchasing a house or a car, they're considered a smart consumer. When you do your own research before putting something in your body, you're called a conspiracy theorist. Now, you may have plausible deniability with that, except for the hashtag of vaccine deaths on the top of the tweet. I responded to this tweet with the following. Wrong. The research is there. You refuse to be convinced by it, favoring fringe research you want to be true. That's called stupid. Hesitancy is one thing. This is not hesitancy. This is total COVID denial, anti-vax, anti-mask, anti-social distancing, etc. So that's all I'm going to share. Why did I bring that up? Because I got a response to it, of course.
Yeah.
And Dave, we will if you're going to be on, we'll raid into you later, my friend. So see you soon. So I what was I saying? Oh, so I got a response, right? And then the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to share the way I feel about it, and then I want to see, because you're a fucking nurse, so like,
I am a fucking nurse.
Yeah. So the that's her actual profession, guys, is nurse.
Fucking nurse.
She's Lindsay FN, not RN.
It's just extra letters.
Yes, extra FRN.
There you go.
Which is a derivative of fun. Fern. It's a fern. I'm typing out the response to this person, right? And like, you know, a year and a half ago, I had these responses down pat. For the most part, it's always the same argument. It's been the same argument. It's going to remain the same argument. And I got about a sentence and a half into it, and I was like, you know what? Let them fucking get sick. I don't fucking care. And I stopped because I was like, you know what? I forgot how exhausted I was about that conversation. We've had one guest on this show who started a big controversy with spreading myths because we tried to be nice and talk to right wingers. It turned into a 3-hour motherfuck fest. And since then, I'm done with the fucking conversation. I'm sorry, but how do you feel? Because you're
I'm all the way done with it. I still have parents fighting me in the NICU not wanting to wear a mask, in a NICU with like babies who are basically immunocompromised. These same people who I undoubtedly would be like, I'm pro-life, but I can't put a mask on to protect a baby. And I tell them once, and I used to be like, please, can you? Please, can you? Please, can you? And now I tell them once, and if they won't wear the mask, I just call my charge because I don't care anymore. I do not care anymore. Like, That can be it can be somebody else's problem. I don't care. But I just avoid those conversations. Like we have some local legislators who constantly tweet. I'm pretty sure that must be a resurgence thing with that Drop Dead movie, because we've had some local legislators tweeting that, like, we've got to look at this myocarditis. This is a huge problem, blah, blah. And I can't engage. It's just, okay, then don't get the vaccine. Like, just don't get it. Fine. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I tried to fight for you. I tried to stop the spread of misinformation, and nobody cared. Everybody's going to do what they want. So go ahead, whatever.
Well, the part about it that's sad is that, and Rev, I know this is personal to you, but it's moved from COVID vax to all vax.
Yeah. Oh, the amount of parents who will not give their kids any shot in the NICU is horrifying. Like, that used to be an occasional, like, parents would be like, are you sure? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. And we talk with them, and very rarely they'd only do like not the Hep B, but they do the vitamin K and the erythromycin. And it was very rare. And it happens all the time now. Like,
yeah,
daily.
Let me pause you for one quick second. I'm just going to pause you in the middle of your sentence and just interject my thought here. I think asking questions is healthy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was I
have no problems if a parent wants to talk about it or ask, like, what is the vitamin K shot for? What is erythromycin for? What is Hep B for? Let's talk about it. Let me get you the pamphlets. Like, we can, if you want to think about it, talk about it. I think that's totally fine. But we aren't getting those parents anymore who are like, let's talk about it, or what are pros and cons, or what are we looking for? They're just like, no, like nothing. I don't want any shots. I don't want any erythromycin. I don't want it. Like, even erythromycin, it's not even a shot. It's an antibiotic we put on the eyes. So as the baby passes through the birth canal, they can pick up like just various bacteria and things that are normally there, and it can make them go blind. That's a huge deal. It doesn't have to be a huge deal. I put a little antibiotic ointment on their eyes and they're fine. But we have parents who are like, no, absolutely not. What? Like,
why even go to the hospital?
Yeah, I can stop blindness with this tiny little tube of antibiotics, and you're telling me no? Like, what? You're going to stand there and say no? Your baby could go blind. But they distrust everything we're doing that could be associated with pharmaceuticals. So, just like the most random procedures, they will just not deny them.
COVID's going to end up being nowhere near as deadly as its reputation.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
of the reputation of the preventative measures, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to ripple out for decades. For decades and decades.
Yeah.
In some of the local private schools and homeschool groups, like in my area, in my city, there have been huge chickenpox outbreaks. Chickenpox.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the last time I heard there was chickenpox, and everybody's getting it. And they all were.
I hadn't heard that. I heard measles, but not chickenpox.
There is some measles, yeah, and all of them are like, well, we didn't vaccinate. It's just chickenpox, and like, what year is it? I know
1856, apparently.
I know. I'm so sorry, Rev. Your tax money is funding these red states, but they like to talk about how independent they are. They have all these bootstraps that they talk about, but fully 1/3 of the Idaho state budget comes from blue states. So, you're funding radicalism, homegrown radicalism.
Yeah, and when my last two kids were born, I am shot adverse, just naturally. I'm a natural skeptic. Most people that know me know that. So like, I always ask questions about stuff. And like, when my son was born, I was like, they were like, well, you got to get the whooping cough shot. And I'm like, what do I need that for? And they explained it to me, and I'm like, okay. And I went and got the shot. I didn't want to take the shot, but I got the shot. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it was the best thing for my kid. It erased the 2% chance that something would happen and made it 0.0002%, you know? And it's like, why would you, I mean, I don't even understand. Like, if you're so adverse to everything that has to do with vaccination and even antibiotics, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
We discovered antibiotics like over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
It's, and we've had vaccinations for, for 300 years almost.
Mm-hmm.
George Washington vaccinated his troops.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why even bother go to the hospital?
And that's, I mean, there's been multiple, like, there are different people talking about talking heads, TikToks, where people are, they're making TikToks and they're like, we hate all the nurses. Like, and then it's like, do you go there when you're sick? Like, people will just absolutely bag on the healthcare system. And then when they're really sick, they come and they're like, well, but I don't want oxygen or actually any treatments or anything.
No, who needs oxygen? No one needs that.
Why are you here? If you don't want us to treat you, I'm not going to bleed you. I'm not going to bleed you. We're not doing that. Like, I don't know if your humors are balanced or not. You're going to have to see a naturopath for that, but we do have oxygen and life-saving medications and treatments. So
that's when you ask them, so do you want the life-saving medications? Well, what would they? No, I want you to let me die. I'll go home to the Lord. The rapture is coming next week anyway. So, we know it's coming. The rapture has to be coming next week.
Or they say, they're like, I'd like to put it in God's hands.
Yeah. Well, God created
Why are
doctors.
you here? Like, Jesus isn't the doctor. So,
but even under their philosophy, Jesus would be, he created the people who became doctors.
Yeah. So, but it's just like, it's so inconsistent I'm so beyond frustrated at this point. Like, parents they're like, I don't want a vitamin K shot. I'd like my child to die of a brain hemorrhage in a week. And I'm like, okay.
Ask them if they'd be more interested in a special K shot.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Yeah. We're giving special, or I could just be like, this is an all natural, like, derivative from carrots.
You know what you do? No, they won't want that either. That's a derivative from carrots. Who knows that? Just tell them everything that you're giving them is ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. All right, this is the 17th dose of hydroxychloroquine. Don't worry, the ivermectin's coming next, because they'll love those two.
Or just homeopathy, where I'm like, I took this drop of this vitamin K and I dropped it into the ocean, and then I took 2 drops of it and I'm going to inject it into your baby's legs so they don't have a brain hemorrhage. It's magic. It's magic.
Just tell them that the medication that you bought directly from InfoWars.
There you go. I'll be like, you know what? I got this from Trump's secret stash. Like, this is the good stuff.
This is straight from the basement of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Alex Jones, he blessed this. Like, and My Pillow guy snorted cocaine off the vial.
Listen, these pills you're about to take are authentic My Pillow pillow filler. Like, you are gonna feel like a zillion dollars.
Completely pure. Pharmaceutical hands have never touched these.
It's only Mike Lindell's.
Only Mike Lindell's
cocaine
and Trump,
laced
maybe.
Hands. It's wrapped in bacon.
Exactly.
It's wrapped in bacon. Oh, sweet fancy Moses. I just like, and like I was always the guy who was like, you know what? I don't want to take the flu shot every year. I'll take the flu shot every other year. Right. So like, I understand hesitancy. I get it. Like, I think hesitancy and asking questions is healthy.
Yeah. I was raised anti-vax. Like, I wasn't vaccinated as a kid.
Oh, you were?
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm like the only one in my family who vaccinates their kids and sends them to public school.
The difference for me though is that, like, and I've probably said this before, people probably heard me say this before. Like, look, if you're And I'm just, don't you think it's okay to be hesitant about the vaccine? Yes, that's fine. But two things. You have to look at research that agrees with you, not just, or that also research that disagrees with you, number one. And the second thing is, like, if you say to somebody, like my parents, for example, are you going to get vaccinated? No. Okay, but you're going to wear a mask, right? Oh no, I'm not going to do that either.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're going to socially distance, though, right? Oh no, for God's sake, no. I'm going to church right now, and we're going to sing Kumbaya around the campfire.
I'll share the same communion cup.
Okay, so that tells me you're anti-COVID. Like you just don't believe that. You just don't believe in the COVID.
I think that's pro-COVID. That's like being a messenger, a missionary for COVID.
But how do they reconcile the love for ivermectin and the denial of COVID as, like, they deny COVID, but they love ivermectin as a cure for the thing that they don't believe exists? That perplexes me. Can someone help me with that, chat? I don't know. If I only had a nurse here who could explain it to me.
Yeah. Exactly how it works. Okay, I have to say I love Rev's point. Like, what purpose do your questions serve, though? You are not an expert. You can't do a clinical trial. If the doc says you need it to live, you take it. No questions needed. So I think something very key that we have lost in our hyper-individualistic society, because of a lot of reasons, but that was very much amplified by COVID, is we've lost this trust that educated people might know things we don't know. We have a very anti-intellectual thread running through our society, that there aren't people who know more than us about subjects in which they are experts, or that we can just Google it and have the same amount of information, or that we, if we're concerned about it, our level of concern because we don't understand it is equal to their advocacy for it with their knowledge and experience. We treat those like those are the same. Like, somebody's lack of knowledge is equal to somebody's knowledge and experience.
That's true.
And that's really proud. Like, there has to be a level of trust in those institutions, that when I'm taking care of these babies, parents don't know what I'm doing. They have no idea. Like, they get to a point where they understand a little more, but like, I'm actually training a nurse who had a baby in the NICU, and I'm teaching her things. And she was a nurse with a baby in the NICU. She was just in a different department. And she's like, oh, I didn't understand anything you guys were doing. And there just has to be a level of trust there that I can recognize the situation and handle it. Now, if a parent has a concern, or they're scared, or they're concerned I'm not handling it, I want them to talk to me so I can explain it to them, so we can talk about it. Maybe I did miss something. I'm a person. Like, maybe they have a perspective that the doctor hadn't thought about. We can all work together, because that's also an important component of healthcare. But yeah, when people are like, prove to me vitamin K works, we aren't losing like 1 in 100 babies to a brain hemorrhage. I don't know how to prove. I can't prove that. Like, I can draw a picture. I can.
Here's how I prove it to him. Let's go to a family plot, like a family owned mortuary. We have one, right? Like, because my family is white, so we've had a funeral plot that's not all ours, but it's majority ours in Astoria, Illinois. I think it's Astoria. That's where I went down there, my grandma's burial, like in 2006, well before any of this. And I just remember walking around the graveyard, and like, there was a lot of people with my last name there, a lot of German Dutch people who were, Van, whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, I had great uncles and stuff like that who were buried there, and you would see, like, usually William was like the name in our family, because my first name's William. So, like, we have a lot of Williams. But it's, it'd be like William Henry Mummert, 1851 to 1902. And then next to him would be his wife, who died at 23, and one baby who died at 6, and another baby who died at 3, and another that was, 1902 to 1902. You know what I mean? Because and you could tell the mom died in childbirth or shortly thereafter. And and it's not like it was just this one case. Like there was multiple cases of this, and this isn't just that one funeral. That one graveyard. That's the case at a lot of them. Like if you go back and you look at the grave sites from if they're still around from the 1800s, and you look at the dates.
Yeah.
And then you say, that people died. So when I went there in 2006, I was older. So I was in my 20s. So I was like, man, Dad, that's crazy. And he's like, well, we've come a long way with vaccines and stuff. And now my dad's an anti-vaxxer. So it's like, did you forget about?
Yeah, no, it's the
William
same
Henry?
people.
I mean,
my dad was like, be careful what you read on the internet. My dad, 2003, be careful what you read on the internet. Now my dad, look at this article from eaglefreedomtruth. SIK.freedom.org.
That America.
That keeps asking me for $5, like a pop-up window. Like they absolutely have the truth. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened between that 20 years, between him telling me to be careful in chat rooms and now he believes anything with like 18 fonts. The more fonts, the more believable.
It's, you can always tell if something's legitimate by the font.
Yeah, and like glitter banners still. I'm like, ooh, that's very 2003. Love that.
Well, but here's the thing. If there's an American flag on the site or a cross, it has to be trustworthy.
There you go. Yeah, or eagle or freedom. You can't lie and use those.
Or an eagle, right. Or liberty.
Yeah.
The Liberty Bell equals perfectly safe.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, no, I've seen the same thing. So I don't know what this says about me, but I actually like to go walk through graveyards, like old graveyards. I think it's just very interesting.
Is this where you got your exorcism skills from?
Yeah, I did actually. But I really do I just one of my favorite things is just go get like coffee and just go walk around a cemetery for a few hours and just look at all the headstones and the dates. Anyway, so there's this one really old cemetery in Boise. And maybe I'm a weirdo. I don't know. I still enjoy it, but there started to be all of these graves within 3 months in 1885 or something. I know. Yeah. See me in the cemetery with the devil. And there was this whole section that was just all of these graves, and it would be all kinds of ages, adults, kids, and tons and tons and tons of graves. And so we started looking it up, and there was some influenza pandemic. I hadn't heard about it. It was like the Panama flu or something like that. I don't know what it was. It had a very tiny little Wikipedia section, and it devastated Boise. When it came, it just killed tons and tons of people, and
it killed tons and tons of mice.
Tons and tons of mice. And the toes also.
Yes, where that was so my call to him.
That. Yeah. Anyway, but and then there were all kinds of things though, like you said, mothers dying in childbirth, babies dying really young. All of these things where when you go and look at it, there are all of these small children, whole families wiped out by influenza and different things that we have vaccines for that. We have medical treatment for that. You don't have to die of those things, but there has to be a level of trust in these structures that can save you. And that's not saying that medicine hasn't screwed up, that there's not racism in medicine. There absolutely 100% is. There's bias. People make mistakes. There's human errors. But when doctors are like, please take this medicine, I don't want you to die. And huge swaths of the country are like, no, because I read on this blog that actually you're just trying to kill people so that Trump will no longer be president. That when we've degraded faith in the institution that much, I don't know how we'll ever recover it. So that I got nothing. Decline of medicine.
Talk to. What do you have to say, Lucifer?
I know. Beelzebub.
He's loving
what are you
it.
Gonna do?
He's loving it right now. He's like, extra entrees for me. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Did you hear? I made a TikTok about it, but did you see about the Idaho legislator who?
That's what we forgot to do yesterday. Or on Wednesday. Shit. We knew we were forgetting something. We were going to watch one of your TikToks. And no, we did. We always, the last few weeks, we pulled up one of your TikToks and we just watch it as just like this end of show thing. And me and Mikey were sitting there, we're like, we're forgetting something. And then we're like, whatever, end the show. And like, that's what it was anyway. So no, you want to we
can watch it. Yeah. This brand new legislator introduced himself by comparing women to cows.
Did you put it on
in
Twitter
like literally
already?
The most offensive, horrible way he could.
Did you put it on Twitter already?
I sure did. It's not the newest one. It's the one.
That's okay.
Got a lot of traction.
I know how to stream. So real quick, but we'll talk about that and then we'll do one other thing. But let's see here. Let's find this one.
We have to talk about Missouri too.
What was the topic again?
The Idaho legislator who said women are cows.
Oh, why don't I just do this the easy way?
I'm pretty sure I just said like the Republicans couldn't help themselves from dehumanizing women on the very first day.
Look, you got both screens now.
Oh yeah, nope. It's not that one. It's the
no,
one
I know it's not that one. I'm scrolling. It's down here. Aaron Biba, Magi Omara, Tay. Hello.
There we go. That's it.
Without. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Is on repro and the women's
health.
Oh,
scoot back. Yeah,
I have some definite opinions.
What's that? Oh, it's not the beginning.
You got to get the beginning.
Milked a few cows, spent most of my time walking behind lines of cows. So if you want some ideas on repro and the women's health thing, I have some definite opinions.
Jack, did you really think it was a good idea to compare women to cows on the first day of the legislative session? Excuse me, where are my manners? You're new here. Let me explain how this works. When you fuck around, like dehumanizing women by comparing them to cows, I give you the opportunity to find out. Jack, you have a lot of opinions on women's reproduction. I'm sure that you do, just like I'm sure that the cows you were following put more thought and reasoning into their positions on women's reproduction. In the depth and breadth of your knowledge, did you know that men who more readily associate women with animals also had a greater proclivity towards harassing and assaulting women? Welcome to the legislative session, Jack.
Milked a few cows, spent.
I'm glad the milked a few cows played twice before it went off. Hold on. I'm going to channel somebody. Listen, Cupcake, you seem really upset. You seem really emotional. Contain yourself. Okay? Like you're so emotional, Lindsay.
I know, right, about Cupcake? My own like humanity. How dare I be upset? I milk cows. That's like basically women, yeah?
Well, when I was playing that, so Lindsay and the ladies of Dig on America did their ladies' night a couple days ago, and I jumped in there for a second in the backstage to play a Matt Walsh clip, and I was just watching your guys' faces while he was talking. It was one of the most classic things of my entire life, dude. It was utter like
disgust.
It was this collective look like this. It's just zips. Like you all had the same look.
It is. It's the look invoked by Matt Walsh, which is just like,
oh, there he is.
Oh, I have to share a planet with that waste of space.
Yeah, there's tons of mice. There he is.
Hey, your ears were ringing.
Yeah, we evoked you a little bit earlier.
No, I don't have like good grippy toes, so I have little tiny toes.
I actually can pick things up with my toes if you'd like to see tons of mice.
Yeah. Hey, okay, let's get Dutch feet. We talk about my feet. We never talk about your feet.
And for good reason. I have finger toes.
Dutch, have you milked a cow with your toes?
I plead the fifth.
Well, we might have to hear more about that then.
The real question is, have I ever milked a cow?
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
have you?
I have not.
You?
I
How?
have not.
Well, you grew up in Chicago, right?
Watch this. My hands have never touched a cow's
udders.
udders.
There's the word. Uterus. There you go. You were gonna say uterus, and Dutch,
I'm gonna turn back into Matt Walsh again. I don't know how much a uterus costs.
I was saying, yeah, you've never touched a cow's uterus, Dutch? Thank God. That's probably a crime.
I have not touched a cow's uterus. What the fuck is this ad? Get this ad out of here. All right. So real quick thing to chat about here. Cows versus Dutch state of California. You're right. So the Biden documents, the right wing is loving this one. I'm going to probably talk about this later on tonight. So I just want to read this real quick. So White House missteps exasperated Biden's classified documents headache. This isn't the article I thought it was, but it's about the same thing. So I'll just Joe Biden is facing the worst political crisis of his presidency after a failed attempt at damage control over his classified documents. Controversy landed him what the White House dreads, the naming of a special counsel. Biden was doomed to face political fury the moment his lawyers found the first secret vice presidential file in his Washington office last fall. But by swiftly cooperating with the archives, his legal team may have spared him criminal exposure from the discovery, like that potentially facing Trump. But the botched messaging strategy became more clear when Americans learned that the second batch of material dating to his time as vice president had been found in a search of his home in Delaware. This detail was communicated to the Justice Department, and yet the White House didn't disclose this this week when it spoke about the initial documents found last year in an office Biden previously used at the Penn Biden Center in Washington. This made it look like it was willing to come clean to the DOJ, but not to the public. Briefly concluding here, not only did it make it look like Biden had something to hide, it set up a drip of disclosures guaranteed to supercharge a Washington scandal. I'll add into this that Merrick Garland did appoint a holdover from the Trump administration, an Illinois attorney general, the Northern Illinois Attorney General, who is still, of course, in office. Biden kept most of these guys because, of course, their politics aren't that different from Biden's. So I think that was a smart move by Merrick Garland, so that it's at least someone from the other party taking a look. Your quick thoughts on this whole the Biden documents thing, because like the right wing is just, they can't stop talking about it.
Oh, of course, because I mean, in their perspective, they feel vindicated, or like, see what Trump did wasn't so bad, or like, hey, now you guys have to face it. And I mean, it's different in several ways. I don't love it. Like, God damn, what are these people doing? Are they just like, let's just take these documents out? Like, what is happening? How does this happen? Could we just make sure this isn't happening? Please. But once they found the initial first documents, they found them and they reported themselves. They're like, hey, we found these documents. We'd like to, like, hey,
right,
we want everybody, to be aware this is what happened. Come take a look. Come check this out. As opposed to Trump, where it was
subpoenaed.
Where were they? Like, yeah, they had to go get them themselves, and they didn't report, and anybody and everybody had access to those documents. And that's a difference. I mean, that is another difference. There are known Russian agents who were at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. There are people we are not friendly with who were at Trump's estate who could have had access to those documents. And so far, from what we know, that's not the case with Biden's documents. I don't like that he had them, but there are key differences that, of course, the right's not going to talk about because they feel like this is a gotcha moment.
You're precisely correct as usual. Here's my thoughts on it. If he's guilty, then he should be arrested.
Yeah.
It's zero people on the left are coming out and saying, "Oh, well, this is just a witch hunt."
Yeah. No, and that's what I say. Like, I don't like it. This isn't great.
So now there are key differences between the Trump situation and the Biden situation. So the Biden situation, they discovered it themselves. They reported it themselves. It was 2 instances. CNN is kind of trying to pass it off as, oh, it was less documents. Look, I'm sorry. 1 is too many. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you think that I'm going to sit here and defend Joe Biden, you have never watched this show before. If Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Richard Daley or Andrew Cuomo or whoever, Nancy Pelosi, whoever the fuck, AOC, I don't fucking care.
If AOC had it, I'd be like, no.
If you fucking break the law, if you breach national security, if you do something that is fucking unethical or stupid, even if it's by accident, guess what? Just like missing toes, 1 is too many. That is exactly correct. Tons of mice for once a relevant comment from you. But you should have a consequence for that. People are always saying, "Oh, well, look at all the cancel culture." No, it's not cancel culture. It's
consequences.
Consequences, right? This is the exact same thing. It's consequences. And if that means that Joe Biden, honestly, I hate to say this, but Joe Biden seems like a nice old dude. I don't hate him, but if he's got to go to jail so that we can justify Trump going to jail, oh well.
Yeah.
Have a nice time in San Quentin. It's Tuesday night. It's taco night. You'll have a great time. They'll get you plenty of vanilla ice cream in there. You'll be straight. Okay.
No, and that's what the rule of law should be. I don't care what your status is or your wealth. It doesn't really play out this way, but whatever. That's what it should be. Is if Trump did it, send him to jail. If Biden broke the law, then he also needs to have consequences for what he did. It wasn't him, if it was a staffer, I know I've heard a couple of different things where I've brought up some stuff. If it was a staffer, then that staffer needs consequences, and we need new fail safes in place so that this doesn't happen.
Yeah, but you know what? The manager always has to have the accountability, right? When you live in a capitalist society, that's the way that it is. And we all too often, we penalize the employee. Not to say the employee shouldn't be penalized, but if you have to have accountability for your team. Look at the NFL. They don't fire the players first, they fire the coaches. And I will say there are remarkable differences between the Biden situation and the Trump situation.
Yes.
Remarkable differences. Okay?
Absolutely.
They're not close.
No.
The crime, the prescription of the crime is similar. The diagnosis of the crime is similar. The prescription to me is a little bit different. You have one guy who took shit on purpose, knew he had him, didn't give him back. They asked for him back for months, and then they had to send the FBI to get him. And, and we don't know. And there was boxes of them. With Biden, it was.
Yeah. And he knowingly had them where hostile agents had access to them. And he probably sold them.
Right. But part of the argument, that part is true. But part of the argument, though, that I've had is they're not guarded. Like at least Biden's were in a locked cabinet. At least in one of the instances. I don't know about the second instance if they were in a locked cabinet. But like one of the arguments that I've had is they were accessible to like just Joe Schmo working there, reading through, the Russian military, assessment by the chief of, by the Joint Chiefs. It's probably shouldn't be doing that. That stuff could be released. And it's complicated because I believe that the government, obviously there are things the government should tell us that they're doing that they don't tell us about. And like Snowden, of course, if somebody had found that and then reported it, they'd probably get fucking arrested for doing the right thing. You've seen Don't Look Up. All of you, I'm sure, it's like, I don't think that's that far away from what might actually happen if something like that were to take place.
Yeah.
But so I just want to point out they are remarkable differences, but if you get caught with a dime bag of weed or you get caught with a pound of weed, you still have a consequence. And, the state where weed is.
I would say it really depends on which state you're in, to be honest.
Right. So, but anyway, let's see what our friends over at Victory Channel have to say about this from this short clip. Lindsay and I's favorite channel. If you don't know what Victory Channel is, guys, Victory Channel is basically evangelical news network. Their show is called Flashpoint. You're going to love it. It's awesome. Oh, I think I forgot to share the sound. Let's do it with this. Oh, shit.
It's gone, Dutch.
That was on me. All right, let me bring it back. Let me bring it
I like
back.
how you still have the devil behind you. It really sets the tone.
The devil is always here.
We'll just have to do another exorcism, I guess.
Why can't I hear this? Hold on a second. Let me get the sound right here real quick. For some reason, I see why I can't hear it. It would be for the most simple reason ever. All right, now let's share the screen, folks. What a douche I can be sometimes. I swear to God, I'm a dope. All right, here we go.
The FBI going to raid the many homes of Joe Biden, perhaps even the White House. The documents were definitely not declassified. Of course, Lance, he's referring to the documents that we found. This is like deja vu. It seems like we just went through this in Mar-a-Lago.
It shows, Eugene, that I think the winds really are changing. They don't change fast enough. They don't change the way we want. But my gosh, when the winds change, you've got to start to celebrate every single inch God gives you. Basically, they wanted to play politics with Donald Trump, send 30 SWAT agents of the FBI down to go to Mar-a-Lago to raid his house like he was some kind of a felon, to get some boxes of paper that he would have given them gladly if they had asked for them. It was all theater, intimidation, and I think they're trying to get his legal documents in order to figure out how they could better prosecute him in New York. But the nation really wasn't outraged over it. I was surprised. I mean, we were, but on the whole, the nation was like, well, I don't know. Did he do something? But now Biden, and it just happens this way. Biden himself has committed the same technical blunder of having paper he shouldn't have on the wrong location. And the obvious point is, well, wait a second. Is there a double standard here? How come we're not having a raid to go get all those documents and pound them and go through them one at a time to make sure we aren't missing more documents? Well, the nation's going to see the same drama and the same hypocrisy played out as the committees are going to go to work on the FBI, on the Hunter Biden laptop, on the...
Okay, I have a question. So they said this was like the will of God. So if God placed the documents for like, is Biden liable if it was God's fault?
I think God needs to be prosecuted for this.
I think we're looking at the wrong person. If this was the will of God, so God did it.
But who did it? An angel or God? Who gets prosecuted? Uriel or God?
I mean, they said it was the will of God. I mean, you said the manager. It's not the worker bee.
You're right. So
if we're going to be consistent here,
then God technically allowed those documents to be there.
Yeah. Per those religious folks, this was the will of God. God willed the documents there or allowed it. So, and is he not in fact the manager? So
indict God. Yeah, it's there's no plausible deniability here for God. I'm sorry. God is in big trouble.
If he's omniscient, omnipresent, like he knew this was happening. He let it happen. If you let a crime happen and you know about it, you're culpable.
I love how he just he just had to throw in Hunter Biden's laptop, which is where he got cut off. Like they can't have a 2-minute conversation without talking about masks or Hunter Biden's laptop. They just can't do it.
Anything could happen. They're like, well, so the Dow Jones is down, blah, 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 blah. Do you think it's in hell with Hunter Biden's laptop? What? Like everything.
Hunter Biden's laptop and Jimmy Hoffa are hanging out somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
You know, and it's and Benghazi. I'm sorry.
Forever it was Benghazi in that goddamn video or that movie. Ugh.
We have not spent enough time, folks, talking about Benghazi lately. And, it's because we're a leftist channel. We ignore, we're fully aware of all of the crimes of Benghazi, all of the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, all of the documents in Biden's house, all of the babies that have been eaten by Hillary Clinton. We know about them. We were complicit in it. We helped. Okay. Everyone knows this is true.
All the leftists had that meeting where we got together and looked at Hillary's emails and Hunter Biden's laptop. And then we all collectively agreed to deny it forever.
Well, the meeting was run by Satan. I mean, he had the gavel. He was like, all right, fellow demons.
And he was like, this is how we're going to destroy the country. You guys read these emails, look at everything on this laptop, and then deny it. And that is actually how we'll bring the downfall of this country. It's a complicated and really like roundabout way to do that, but like it's creative.
Hunter Biden's laptop's greatest trick was convincing you that Hunter Biden's laptop didn't exist.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God. Like but the reason why I wanted to play that clip, guys, I had not watched it. I promise you I didn't watch it. But I don't have to watch it because I can already tell you that any of the, like when you look at our analysis compared to their analysis, and then you're going to tell me that they're the fucking objective ones.
Oh yeah.
They didn't talk about anything that had to do with the differences whatsoever, or say, oh yeah, well, you know what? Trump should go down for this too, because they're not going to say
no.
There's two ways that they can handle this. One, Biden should be arrested for this is what they really want to say.
Yeah.
But they can't, because if Biden gets arrested, that means
that maybe Trump should too. No, so they just have to like focus on why wasn't Biden raided? Because he turned it over. Because they're like, hey, we realize we have these documents. We'd like to give them to you. Also, you can come check my house for more of them. Like, that would be in fact a key difference. That's how that works. That's why that went down that way. They seem confused about it.
Yeah, why wasn't convict A gunned down for robbing a bank when convict B was gunned down for robbing a bank? Well, turned out convict A turned himself into the police a week later. Convict B didn't. He ran and got gunned down. It's like, well, how come they're literally asking, like, the premise of their hypocrisy that they're accusing of the hypocrisy is that the FBI didn't raid. The FBI would have a reason to raid you.
Yeah. If you just hand it over. Yeah.
So why would they raid?
Yeah. Exactly.
We should raid the Reagan estate too, just to make sure if that's
just for fun. I think they owe it to the American people.
Yeah, the Reagan estate, the Bush estate, the Obama estate, hell, Clinton too. I'm sure, we might find a couple of cups
more
of blood.
Hillary emails.
Yeah, we'll find Hillary's emails and Hunter Biden's Wouldn't it be funny if Hillary Clinton's emails were on Hunter Biden's laptop?
Conspiracy inception.
They
were in Benghazi. And they were in Benghazi. The laptop was in Benghazi with Hillary's emails on it.
Sold.
We need to get in touch with Q. We've got a new conspiracy.
I think we can flush this out even more. I think we can. I think we can get some Yemen in there.
Probably.
I think we can, if we try really hard, we might even be able to tie this all the way back to Omar Gaddafi.
Probably. And the Pope.
The Pope Benedict for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the Sandinistas.
That could, this sounds believable.
Like there's, we could put, our chat is smart. We could put something together and put that out there and be like, look, the Sandinistas they funded a company that harvested this certain element, and it became silicone, and that silicone was sold to the Chinese, and the Chinese used it to make Hunter Biden's laptop, and then Benghazi,
exactly.
And then Yemen, and then Hunter Biden, and then nudie pictures, and then baby's blood.
Mm-hmm. And COVID.
And then 9/11. And 9/11 and COVID.
COVID to kill all the people reading the emails with 20 fonts that told them this information. It's all interconnected, Dutch.
And then we release it to the Patriot Takes, or not Patriot Takes. They're the left-wing one. Libs of TikTok. We'll send it over to Libs of TikTok.
Libs of TikTok. Or like, what's that other? We could just
your
send
favorite
it to, like,
people.
Yeah, oh my Lord Jesus. We could just send it to like the Idaho Dispatch, and they'll get it to like Fox News, because Fox News now quotes them, which is fun. So
the Wuhan lab reports also are on that laptop.
On Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah.
On Hillary's server.
Which
and don't worry, boomers won't know how
Benghazi.
that works, so that will sound completely plausible.
If we could put this together, I guarantee you the rapture will come the next day. Like, it'll just have ended up being real all along. And we'll be like, motherfucker, we never got to fucking own them because the fucking rapture came and took all these bastards away.
God damn it. No, but then there'd be proof. So I'd be like, oh, I guess there is a God. Okay.
Yeah,
well, this is a weird Da Vinci Code chain of events to bring back the Son of God, but okay.
I'm not sure the rapture would even convince me. I'm really not, because like it could be aliens.
That's true.
It could be Gregorio over on Ancient Aliens with his big hair. You know who Gregorio is?
No.
You don't know who Gregorio is?
For what? No, I don't think so.
Ancient Aliens.
Oh, the crazy guy. Yeah, where he's like, the aliens. Yeah. My grandpa actually really does think that stuff is real. Like, he came to my house and we were eating mangoes, and he's like, did you know that mangoes were brought here by aliens? And I was like, no, what? And he's like, yeah, because mangoes get sunburned. So they're not from this planet. And I was like, Grandpa, I get sunburned. Did aliens bring me here too? And he was like, maybe we were brought here by aliens. Anyway, so.
Yeah, we're going to work on this. Chat, you got to help us out. By the way.
Tons of mice. No, I didn't see that. I'm not sure what the cornfield bow saga. I don't know about that. I didn't see that.
By the way, chat, I have a special gift for you. Today, I had a lot of time, so I put together some emotes on Twitch. There is 2 emotes of me, one of which is you can post and it says Dutch fail. Okay. There's a Mikey LOL one. There's a Haas smoking one. There's one where you can barely see Attorney Anna's the side of her face with her finger. It says that's facts. There's some cool emotes. They're free. You can use them whenever you want. However, there are also some subscriber. Look, there's the Kim one. So there you go. There are some subscriber only emotes.
Oh,
if you want the Lindsay, the Kim, the Anna, or the Amani emote, there they are. There's the Kim emote. If you want to be like Tons of Mice and use the emotes of the ladies of Dig on America, you have to pay for those. We do not give the lady emotes away.
The ladies are not free.
Tons of Mice, did you click on Kim thinking it was Lindsay? You racist.
Oh man, that caused some almost drama on ladies' night when Killmonger came in because we were talking about him, and then he came in and I guess he thought Kim was me. And anyway, so he came on and said hi, and all the other ladies were like, yeah. Anyway, I was like, so.
Killmonger, are you still here? You got to explain yourself.
And I was
I know he's a stan. He's such a stan for Lindsay.
Anyway, it almost caused some drama, but it ended up okay. So.
Oh, he mistook Kim for you too.
Maybe I should use a different picture. Maybe a picture where my hair is up or something, so people won't think that Kim is me.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe I'll do the bob, when the hair that I smelled that day.
Oh yeah, the hair smell one.
Or I'll do the exorcism one. Maybe we'll do.
Oh yeah, we could do the exorcism one because that doesn't.
Oh, you know what? Tons of mice. We do have to have I'm gonna put a foot emote on there.
Okay. We gotta have one of those for tons of mice.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna put a foot emote on there. I will have that done tomorrow. So it'll be done tomorrow for sure. Maybe not tomorrow, but over the weekend for sure. I will definitely do a foot emote, and it'll be for you, tons of mice. It'll be called Tons of Toes.
There you go. Very specific.
Toes. I'd know her toes anywhere. It's the joke that doesn't end. With you, it's the toes, and with Anna, it's the birds. Like Tons of Mice, he's always on Anna about the birds and on you about Hellbound Hillbilly says, oh, well, I'll let you read that comment. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Okay. Oh, it's a big one. there you go. Don't forget Cardinal Pell. He faked his death in order to steal Hunter Biden's laptop and take it to Hawaii, accompanied by the former Pope, who will scale the Kaliao? And throw the laptop to its destruction in the caldera, depriving the GOP of their power. I think that's definitely part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a great part of the saga. Kilauea. Okay. Oh, I was not even close. Oh, thank you though.
What is that? A Hawaiian name?
Mm-hmm. Kilauea. It's one of the volcanoes.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay. It did say Hawaii right there.
I just didn't know how to say it, so I just kind of stumbled through.
We certainly can round this conspiracy out because the fact that Hillary's emails would be on Hunter Biden's laptop is way too that's too easy. That's not.
Yeah, too simple.
That's easy. So, but this has to be outrageous and complex.
How can we add the gay frogs? Alec Jones's gay frogs.
This can be tied in somehow, probably with I would say somehow through Yemen.
Okay.
Or Chernobyl.
Oh, Chernobyl's a good one.
Yeah, it can be Chernobyl, and this way we can tie. Oh, the Nazis in Ukraine.
And the Ukraine war.
Yeah,
this is coming full circle.
The Nazis in Ukraine had Hunter Biden's laptop in Benghazi with Hillary's emails and all the COVID data.
And if Trump wears a red tie, we're getting closer. Like we're warmer, so we're getting closer to the right story. And if he's wearing like a blue tie, we're getting colder. And so we have to change the story. I just it's really coming together for us. I killed Dutch, you guys.
And if he wears a purple tie, we know that the story's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
See, he's telling us with the ties. And if he doesn't wear a tie, then chaos has begun and maybe Jesus is coming. I don't know.
Right. Or if he golfs less than 3 times in a week.
Oh, I can't keep track
then it's
of that.
a no. But if it's 3 times a week, 3 is YES, 3 letters.
Oh.
So if 3 or more is a yes and 2 or less is a no.
That's thinking like Q.
The birther situation. You've just.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The Kenyan birth certificate.
Yes. also on Biden's laptop. No, it was in the documents and at the Biden.
Okay,
Center.
what about the JFK assassination?
Well, JFK is still alive. You'll have a hard time getting that one past.
Well,
them,
all
they
the
believe he's
Kennedys
still
are alive.
Yeah, definitely JFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the missing piece of this, is how to find a way to put JFK Jr. and Tupac into this.
Yeah. Did we check in the textbook depository? Is that where the laptop is?
Because if you think about it, Tupac said, "I know it seems heaven sent. We ain't ready to see a black president," which means we weren't ready, which we couldn't have possibly have had one because Tupac said we didn't. And we can't say Tupac, the left will never say Tupac's wrong because we can never say the black person was wrong.
And 2 is less than 3, so 2 means no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're on to something here.
This is, you guys, this just became the brand new Q headquarters. We've got the theories so you can dispel them out. You heard it here first. You're in the know.
Who would have known that Q would be exposed today as me? I didn't even know.
You guys, it was Dutch all along.
I was so good at hiding it that I didn't even realize that was Q. I always thought I was like H.
The best conspiracy theory is when you don't even realize you're part of it. That's how you know it's real.
All along. These are low. Or V for victory, or V for like the visitors, the reptilian aliens. You guys watch the V miniseries from the 80s?
Space lasers.
Yeah, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's not going to get on board with that now. Like she's in the McCarthy team now. She's one of nice ones.
She's a deep fake because she said too much. And so they had to offer. And this Marjorie Taylor Greene is a deep fake who didn't realize that she should be siding with Boebert against McCarthy. But they couldn't say anything or they'd expose the deep fake.
Can we somehow tie Disney into this?
Oh, undoubtedly. Disney.
Yeah, because it won't be complete without Disney.
No, yeah. Somehow we got to get Disney. Like they have geese in the park that fly in a V. So
yeah, but the birds aren't real. We can't use birds. We know they're not real.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we've proven that on the show multiple times. The birds are not real.
Lindsay's just a little too good at that.
The Imagineers are building the deep fakes, even the birds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know what this is. So on the new Star Wars ride, they use lights and lasers to make the animatronics. It's not an animatronic. It's lights and lasers as a projection. Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're projecting the members of Congress who are deep fakes so that they can only be seen on C-SPAN because they're not really there. But all of Congress is in on it. You're right. I'm way too quick at coming up with this shit.
She is. So what if Hunter Biden's laptop was really like a Apple Watch? Then we'd have a clear tie into China.
Yeah.
And we could take down tech.
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, does Windows have a watch? I bet they do. Bill Gates.
Oh, there you go. And it gives you, when you
Right.
put it on your wrist, it gives you a little vaccine that actually has a microchip. You guys, I'm killing Dutch. He's okay. He's gonna be okay.
I'm just having some heart problems. I'm sorry. I'm vaccinated, so you should understand. It's got to be myocarditis.
You got that myocarditis from the vaccine. You guys, they came for Dutch because we know what's happening. They're trying to stop us from exposing it today.
And you saw the internet freezing when I was playing the Victory Channel video. They were trying to shut us down. They didn't want the truth out.
They're
clearly
onto
what's
us.
happening here.
Yeah.
It's clearly what's happening here.
It's
And
the 5G. It's the 5G. They're stopping us with the 5G.
It gives you a feather watch. It gives you a little shot.
Yeah, with the microchip. How else are they going to get the microchip in you?
I'm walking down the street and a Volkswagen Beetle starts rolling down the street towards me. It's stuck to my watch.
I know, but you got the best reception.
Wait a minute. What's that in the back seat? It's Hunter Biden's laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Only
guys,
he still has he's the only one still using e-machines.
Exactly. You guys, we solved this in less than 20 minutes. I know, Dutch, we're gonna need to give you some bacon. That's what the doctors recommend. Bacon and like if you rub an aspirin on your face.
The only medicine I'll take is ivermectin.
Okay.
That's it.
But only if it's like horse apple flavor.
Oh my God.
Because that's how you know it's real.
We so have to do this. And you know, here's the thing. You may not know that this may not be true for me, but Lindsay, 1,000%. The right-wing flip is instant millionaire status for Lindsay. For me, like, yeah, for me, like I'll make I'll make tens of thousands of dollars. Lindsay is a fucking millionaire in like a week. She will be on fucking every single fucking right-wing network there is. Like they'll be like, oh my God, we've got a pretty blonde girl who just flipped from the left. Let's give her a fucking show on fucking OANN. You know, this could be the ticket. And then like we come out like 5 years later and be like, psych.
Yeah.
It was all a joke.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to retire now.
I'm going to work for CNN.
I mean, that pipeline does exist. I mean, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, like from Jewish space lasers to like, now she's like, I am actually a serious legislator.
Well, and then
oh my gosh,
do...
tons of mice. Look at this. That's why Elon wants to go to Mars to stop NASA from disposing of Hunter Biden's laptop onto Olympus Mons. That was the hidden piece.
I thought Bezos was going to go try to hide it there because he's such a leftist. I mean, when I think of socialists, I think of Jeff Bezos.
That's true. I was going to say, or Bill Gates anymore. Elon's really carrying the water for, the Nazis.
Yeah, we've got all of the elements here. So somebody, I hope, was writing this down. I think the only element we might possibly, so we've got the obvious ones. We got to fit in Bernie, Soros, and Ben and Jerry's ice cream, but those will be easy to tie in. I mean, you just throw them in anywhere.
Yeah.
And the Clinton Foundation, right? Like, we'll just throw those.
How could we miss that?
Yeah, would you just throw them in anywhere? Like they don't even have to. They don't even have to check. Like they don't even have to make sense. You just throw Ben and Jerry's in there. Oh, Biden was eating Ben and Jerry's. Okay, well, that now you have it tied.
Okay, Dutch. When we get the website going with all of these clues, tying this all together, can we get a sparkle banner font going, like that just scrolls, but in sparkle, like MySpace, and where I can have my favorite song of the week playing?
Yes.
I feel like that adds like legitimacy.
And the favorite song of the week will always be by Kanye. Like,
yes.
Every single week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have a new.
See, now
Kanye
we pulled Kanye in. We've got this.
Yeah. It's let's see here. What do we want to what did we change this here? Oh, here we go. Here we go. The new name.
Oh yeah, with a container of Chunky Monkey. Hammurabi. Ben and Jerry's made Chunky Monkey because of Hammurabi, which ties back into everything else.
Welcome to the new show.
Freedom, Liberty, America cast. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the acronym is FLM. Fuck my life.
It is.
wait, it's just America. Never mind. I read that wrong. I'm not dyslexic, but I was just
No,
a little
it's
bit
still
dyslexic.
FLM. FLM. You got it. Freedom,
But
Liberty,
it was
America.
supposed to be FML.
Oh, I
FML
can
is-
fix that. I can fix that
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, freedom, America, liberty, FML.
Yeah, that's what it is. There, freedom, America, liberty.
And that will be another clue, is the FML.
There you go.
I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says. Oh, yeah. Freedom, Marshall, Liberty Cast, Own the Lefties with Lindsay. Oh my gosh, that's great. You're really great at these titles.
Yeah, so that's the
You
new
do
show.
the titles, I'll do the conspiracies. We got this.
So it's I who needs to even I don't even need to get a job when I go to fucking Texas. Just gonna sit back and let the NFTs roll in because all this shit's NFT protected.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
just
good
keep
fucking
updating it and then just like charge a little bit more for each like clue. So like premium subscribers get the whole story. Otherwise, you just got to pay or you got to wait or it'll be filtered through. So who knows if it's accurate?
What should I charge a month? I'm thinking $59.99 a month, like recurring charge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like we've got, you know, and you know, we're gonna give out the vitamin K shots like you talked about. We'll have special K.
Ivermectin.
We'll have special K, vitamin K, and play. This is for the old people out there. We'll play a little positive K, who's an old 90s rapper. We'll play his music. And, you know, K is our Q.
I love it. Yeah. Instead of Q's out, it's K now.
Mm-hmm. NFT, not fucking true money. Yeah. You can type the whole word in there, Maze Kid, if you want to.
Yep.
We want NFTs of Lindsay's toes. I'd buy that. Of course you would. The toe queen of Idaho. Potato.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
They both have a toe. To say they potato, Lindsay toe. They all are the same thing.
They are the same.
What are we going to talk about next week on Freedom America Liberty Cast, where we own the lefties with Lindsay? What?
We're going to talk about how McCarthy like a deep state plant, or were the like Freedom Caucus group, were they able to fully convince him and then that's why they voted for him? So is he like an agent or is he working for the freedom of the country? Clues on his hair, outfit, and the way he stands and says things. So
what you've missed is we're also going to tie T-Pain to the Tea Party.
Oh, okay.
There just might be some T-Pain on Hunter Biden's laptop too. Okay.
Oh, okay. And Glenn Beck really pushed that too. So now we're going to have Glenn Beck and the Mormons, and they have their secret temple ceremonies.
What if Rush Limbaugh is still alive?
You know it. Okay, that's what we're talking about next week. Evidence that Kevin McCarthy has given us that Rush Limbaugh is alive.
And by Kevin McCarthy giving us evidence, what we really mean is Kevin McCarthy stole him. Like he's in his basement.
Probably, and he knows he's alive and he's trying to suppress. That's what the Freedom Caucus was working for. They know Rush is working for our good. So they are trying to get McCarthy to free him and allow him to continue to take up the golden microphone of freedom.
Yeah, Hellbound Hillbilly, I'm disappointed. Who cares if it's K or Q? They don't care as long as it's a single letter. As
long as they can pay for it and there's 15 fonts and they feel like they have special information.
What's that calculator? Help me out, Lindsay, or the chat. What's that calculator where you can type in a word and it gives you a number? It's all the rage on the right wing right now. It's like a certain type of calculator that
I have to worry about real things like keeping babies alive. I can't focus on their word calculators.
There's I can't remember what the fuck the name of that calculator is, but we'll have to find out what that's called.
Constance, I didn't see Alyssa Milano's tweet. Did she just absolutely like rip him apart?
She said she traded in her Tesla for a Volkswagen EV and did it because of Elon. Good for her.
I know. I want to see her tweet now. No, I haven't seen it. I'll go look it up. Yeah, Tens of Mice Rush is alive.
Why is the Oxycontin missing?
That's the tell.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
See, but Hellbound, it's spelled. Look, the real secret here is that Q is spelled C-U-E.
Oh, but
right?
you can
Like
spell
that's
it
what
K-U-E because that's modern.
That's correct too. And see, here's the thing: we can't be wrong. It's our theory, but not a theory true.
Yeah, it's just it's
true.
evidence, and if you did your own research, then you would know about it.
And look, we know the world is woke, right? I mean, look, they made The Little Mermaid black. So like we'll figure out some way to tie that movie into it too. That's
well,
Disney,
we already
right?
did Disney, so I'm
Yeah.
sure like on the ride there's subtle signs.
Yeah. They're like, oh look, if the Little Mermaid sings a B note, then that's a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Q is a K. That's K. Oh yes. Hellbound.
Oh.
Yes, you're right.
It's a question. It goes deeper than Q. Yeah. Oh, this is, you guys, we're going to make so much money. Let's start a cult.
Yeah,
and it all comes back how they faked the moon landing.
Oh, go ahead. Talk for a second. You got
I just quoted Tons of Mice, and it all comes back to how they faked the moon landing. Of course. Just like the JFK assassination. It started decades ago. That's how deep it is. Are you looking for something, Dutch?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. I don't know how much of this will play. I just want to. So this might be a little bit. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, so I'm not going to say anything negative about the person who died. But I am. Is it
Rush Limbaugh? Because we can say terrible things about him.
No, he's been dead long enough where I'm more than happy to say terrible things about Rush. Oh my God! Did they? Oh, okay. I thought I saw something else. All right, so I'm just going to play a quick clip here of Diamond and Silk.
Girl, who goes into this week bowl of stupid girl? Well, Diamond. I don't give a darn if they start talking about what happened last week, what he tweeted yesterday. You come back with, he's your president. Trump's your president. He's your president.
Okay, so Diamond died, right? Mm-hmm. So just a little clip there. I feel bad that Silk has probably lost her friend, so I'll give you that. However, just want to make this real quick statement. Silk is going to be quite boring by herself because all she ever did was say, "Yep." Mm-hmm. I don't know what she's going to do without Diamond. Diamond was the voice. She was the talker. Silk was like Flavor Flav, but with only 2 verses instead of like the couple dozen that Flavor Flav had. I don't know what's Silk going to do. Is she going to go away, or is she going to start doing all of the talking?
Oh,
or is she going to get another voice
She'll
spot?
do something with like Candace Owens and
Silk was the hype man or the hype woman.
I was going to say, but I mean, like, there's several people. I mean, she could do something with Tommy Lauren. She could all of those people want another hype person. Like Tommy's searching for relevance again. Like just pull Silk in and there you go. You could absolutely do that. Like I agree with Hellbound. Here we go. Is it speaking ill of the dead to say at least she's not causing new damage? No, I think that's actually like literally the kindest thing you can say. Oh yeah,
I have no love for either of them. I look, I don't like when
Oh yeah, teaming up with Ben Shapiro. Yeah, so can do all kinds of stuff.
people die. I'm not gonna like, you know, I'm not going to pretend that Silk and like rip on Silk because I'm sure she's sad about losing her friend. We've all lost people. I'm not going there. Other people want to go to, they can. But I will say, Silk, again, just for the record, going to be quite boring. You know, it's not going to make a lot of sense.
I mean, I guess I'm like, they were so horrible. Like they were so out of control that Fox News was like, could you take it down like 20%? So, and they were a major like duo pushing the ivermectin and anti-COVID misinformation and stuff. So I don't know, like there's no love lost. I don't know. Like that part of me might be like broken from the trauma of COVID and being a nurse during COVID, but I'm just like I'm sorry for your family who's grieving, but I don't feel.
Oh, I don't feel sad over her. I don't feel sad at all. I just, you know, I'm not going to like pretend that Silk probably isn't upset, I guess is the only thing.
Oh yeah, no, she's
I respect her, the fact that she has lost a person in her life.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's nice that she's probably not going to have a job anymore at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, agree.
If Silk had died, Diamond would have been just fine.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's better for our country this way, to be honest. So
I wonder if she died from the vaccine.
You know, she had an undisclosed illness in November that everyone was asking for prayers for her. So
was she secretly vaccinated? That has to be true.
I know,
you know,
Fox
Freedom
News,
America Liberty Cast. This is
the
questions we ask.
I know Fox News, all their people, well, they were just contributors, so I don't know if that counts as needing to be vaccinated, but I mean, they sure would never admit it.
I mean, it has to be. Look, if I'm walking through the living room at night and my son leaves a toy on the ground and I stub my toe on it, it must be because of the vaccine that I got.
Yeah. I was just talking with friends today that because there was that one guy's wife who had a heart attack, and instantly everyone on the right was like, was she vaccinated? Was she vaccinated? It must have been because she was vaccinated. And he had to come on like Twitter and various like news sources and say, no, like she wasn't vaccinated. Oh my God, my wife had a heart attack, you psychos. Like, you know, have a little decency.
Yeah. And like my daughter, this is personal for me because my daughter at the time was 20. Was it late 2021? Late 2021, I think it was. She, right, that's when it was. And Thanksgiving of 2021, she went into the hospital and was in a coma for 2 weeks, right? And someone had asked me, they were like, if she was vaccinated prior to that. And I was like, you know, before this even happened. And I was like, well, she said she was going to get vaccinated. And then, but it turns out like her boyfriend told me, they were like, oh no, they were going to get vaccinated before they cruise. But then, they ended up having the cruise get canceled. So they never went to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And that was the motivation. But my mother-in-law didn't care. She heard that she was thinking about getting vaccinated for the cruise and posted on Facebook that, she took the vaccine and it put her in a coma. And I'm like,
of course she did.
She wasn't vaccinated. What are you talking about? And number two, even if that was true, I'd be furious with you for putting that online.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it was kind of like,
You know,
haha, that like the level of depravity that we got to, where if you'd been vaccinated, if you were a healthcare, like all of these things that you were associated with COVID and you died or you had a complication or you got long COVID, like the amount of people who would be like, look at this doctor who promoted the vaccine. He has long COVID now and he has trouble walking. Like, can you believe it? Like, this is why you shouldn't get the vaccine. Like the level of depravity where they look for everything to uphold their belief system, even like you said, like people having really terrible and tragic medical outcomes and them using that as like, haha, see, I'm right. Like that's the most important thing.
And here's the sad part about it. Turned out, like I said, my daughter wasn't vaccinated. She was in the hospital in a coma for 2 weeks with long COVID. And it took her like 4 months after they woke her up. It was a medically induced coma, but you know, it took her like 4 to 5 months for her voice to come back. You know how that is, like when they get off the respirator, like her voice didn't come back for like 4 or 5 months. She was all very weak. And I was like, well, you know, too bad she wasn't vaccinated. That might not have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You know, they're just like they'll never give in to the other side of the argument. Oh no, back to COVID is fake. We're moving back to move the goalposts back to COVID is fake. So, you know, it's again, it's a non-winning situation. So
it is.
All right, it's 10. You got anything else you'd like to throw at us before you do your ASMR?
I think that's all. It's kind of quiet on the Western Front over here. I guess you're more west than me, but yeah. For
now. Soon I'll be more east of you.
I know. You're going to be a Texan. Are you prepared?
Yeah, I'm ready to have I'm ready to pretend to be a woman and get banned from life and then have my rights taken away.
Perfect. That'll be fun. I'm glad you're immersing yourself in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be true? You know, you heard it here first on Freedom America Liberty Cast. All right, Lindsay, you are I will hand the stage over to you and then we will raid out.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try a couple of little ASMR things.
Is that a Bible?
No. It's the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's not a Bible. Dutch. Okay, and I wanted to try this one too. I don't know if this will sound like anything. You guys have to let me know. Can you guys hear that? Does it sound like anything?
That one's good, actually.
Oh, good.
It sounds really good.
Is that a pretty good trigger? All right, thanks everybody. Stay safe out there until we can get you all of the K clues so that you can be ready for the rapture. Ta-da!
All right, folks, so we will be
see you guys.
Lindsay, thank you much. I'll see you later, and we will be raiding out to Echoplex Media. Go say hi. Dave's a cool friend of mine. You'll like his show.
See you guys.
All right, YouTube, bye-bye.